Welcome to Database Solution. Hope you are doing well. In this video, we will learn about two analytical functions, which is lag and lead function. Before going forward, I request you viewer to please subscribe the channel and like this video if you find this video helpful. It is really helpful to motivate me. Now let's get started and learn lag and lead function. Lag function provide access to a row at a given offset before the current position, and lead function provide access to a row at a given offset after the current position. Both function is opposite to each other. Okay, one difference is it's only look at before the current position, and lead function look at the after the current position, and syntax is also similar. And lag and lead function, here is syntax and then column name, then offset, what value do you want to look before the current position or after the current position, and default value, which is it's by default take null if you it is out of the window. Then over, this is the analytical syntax. Then partition by clause, here you can write here partition by any column name, then order by clause. This is mandatory clause or mandatory keyword, and this is optional keyword. Okay, for those, for both syntax, both function. Okay, so you can see here column, the column from which to the return the data, offset the number of row preceding or following the current position from which the data is to be retrieved. By default value is 1, and the default value to return if the offset is beyond the scope of window, the default value is null for this default value. Okay, now let's understand using demonstration all these statement. So now let's create employee table with these structure and these data type. So control enter to execute and create employee table. Here employee table created with employee ID, first name, last name, department ID, hire date and salary. And let's insert sample data into employee table. For demonstration purpose, we only insert only 6 record. So let's validate, select star from employee table, and you can see here the 6 record available in this table. Okay, now let's select employee ID, first name, last name, hire date from employee table and order by hire date. So it's sort by hire date, and you can see here this is the first hire date and this is the last hire date in this table. And now let's apply here lag and lead function. So by using lag and lead function, and this is the same syntax, here selecting employee ID, first name, last name and hire date, and we use here lag function with column name hire date over order by hire date. So it's look, and we do not take any offset value, so it's look only one position before the current row, and lead function look at the after the current position. So let's execute and see. For example, let's look at here employee ID C, and here is the current position. So before current position, what is the one current position, what is the value? Here is 2020 15th of Jan, so this is the value. And for lead position, look at after the current position, so this value should be take, so this is the same. Okay, 2021 13th of June, so this is the same. Now let's use here lookup value 1, offset value 1. Okay, so it's look at before one position, and this lead function look at after the one position. Okay, so if I execute this statement, you can see here the similar result, this query and this query same, because this query take by default value offset value 1, and this we apply here 1. Okay, so this is the same, you can see here. And for this employee ID 3, you can see here, and by default is order by hire date, so this is the minimum value, and you can see here before this value there is no record, so out of window, so it's take by default null value, because here is, you can see here syntax default value is null, and we can write here default value take null. And in the same way, after this position there is no record, so it's take by default null value. Okay, so now use here offset value 2. So let's execute first and understand. Now let's use employee ID 6, and here is before look at before 2 at a current position. So here is 1 and 2, so this is value should be take, so same value taken by lag function. And in the same way lead function look at offset at 2, so 1 and 2, so this value should be take, so this is the same value 20 22 12th of March. Okay, if we do not apply here default value, so it's by default take null value and we apply here current dates. So if the out of window, then it's take here current date. Okay, for our example here this is the current date because there is a out of window, and for this there is no record before 2 position, so it's take here default value current date. Here is also no record before 2 value, so because out of window, so it's take current date. In same way for lead, for this lead function here is the current date. Okay, if you do not want to use here current date, we can also use here NA nothing available, and we need to convert this higher date data type to character data type. Okay, or string data type. So we apply here to character function to convert this date to string. So after that for lag function we offset here 2 and then we apply here default value NA. Okay, if you do, if this is not available from current position, here is the current position, and look at or offset at before 2 or preceding 2, there is no record available, so by default take NA. Okay, in same for lead function, let us suppose this is the employee ID 6, for last name Davis, look at following 2 record or offset 2 record, there is no record available, so it's take by default NA. Now we can also use here partition by clause. Here we use here partition by department ID and order by hire date, and for we use here both lag and lead function. So in this query, so you can see here partition by look at one before, so for this 2019 12th of November, so same record. For lead function look at after from current position, here is 2020 12th of March, so same record, and then we again apply here partition by clause in same record before this value, so this, and after this value, so 2023 22nd Feb, so same value. Okay, so it's a partition by, or we can also use here window clause. Okay, now let's use one more example and let's create one more table for our demonstration. Here we create a sales table with date and sales column. Let's insert sample data. Now let's use first only one offset. Okay, for lag. So let's execute, and you can see here, so sales column this is, and then we apply here lag function. We want to find previous sales, so for example sales this one, and we take here default value 0, so there is no record available before this current position, so 0 for this sales, one record available, so it's take 100, and then we apply here current sale minus previous sales, so difference is 50 for this 120, and we apply here 150, so difference between these is minus 30, and for same this, so we can calculate using lag function variance with previous sales. Okay, so congratulations, you know this function and two analytical function, lag and lead function, in this video. If you find this video helpful, please like this video and also subscribe this channel. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.